I will pick somebody else to go second.
Yeah. All right. So this is book club. We're doing Journey 83 this week. Alan was the one that chose. Oops, that ain't right. Journey 83. Take her away, Alan.
Okay, so
Damn it.
Journey into Mystery 83. It's switching again for me. Okay,
Yep.
it's yeah. Okay, Journey into 83. Mystery 83 is the first appearance of Thor, and this is kind of interesting story because it Thor in the movies is very different than the Thor in this one. Um, so basically, what it is there's these rock aliens from Saturn. Okay, and they come down to Earth, and they're like, oh, we're so strong here. We can pick up trees, and they're picking up trees, and they're jumping off cliffs because they're super strong. And they're like, oh, we're going to be easily able to take over this world because not only we're super strong, but we also have our awesome weapons, and then they can take over the world. Now, as they're doing all this is happening in Norway, and there's like some Norwegian guy that sees this happening. So he runs to the town to say, "Oh, look, there's these aliens coming down, these rock monsters that are coming that are taken over, and they're gonna, cause havoc if we don't do something." And nobody believes him, obviously, because he just sounds like a crazy guy. But there's a visiting doctor who just happens to be there, and he overhears this conversation, and he says, "Well, the guy doesn't seem that crazy. I'll go check it out." And he goes over and checks it out, and lo and behold, he is right. They're these alien guys that are testing out their powers, and he's like, "Oh, hopefully they won't see me." But then he snaps a branch. And so all the aliens are like, "Oh, that guy, get him!" And they all so they chase after him. But then he tries to run away, but he's feeble. He has a cane. He can't really walk very well. He's a feeble doctor from America, um, and he walks into a cave. There's like he leans against the cave because he's tired, and then all of a sudden it opens up, and then he goes inside, and but it closes behind him, so he's sort of stuck in this cave thing. But on a sort of big stone pedestal, he sees a staff, and he's like, "Oh, maybe I can use that staff to kind of wedge this door open, the thing that closed in." So in doing so, he hits it, and he becomes Thor. Okay, so he gains the power of Thor, and on the mirror, they actually don't call it mirror at this point, but it says whoever can hold this thing gets the powers of Thor. So he isn't personally Thor, but he becomes Thor. Um, so he then easily moves the rock because now he's super strong, and he then starts to play with his new his new toy, and he learns that oh, if I do this, if I tap it a few times on the ground, I can create storms and do cool things like that. If I spin it around, I can fly up into the air. He discovers all the cool things that it can do. He can throw it and it comes back to him. If he lets it go though, and it's away from him for more than 60 seconds, he returns back to his normal self. Okay? So when he holds it, he's Thor. When he lets it go for more than 60 seconds, he returns to himself. But as long as if he throws it, it will return to him. That's some of the things that he discovers. Also, he discovers that if he taps the staff once on the ground, or the hammer once on the ground, it will turn into a staff. So it'll look like a walking stick. So it can be disguised, and he can go back to normal as well. So those are kind of so this version of Thor is he's just a regular guy that gets the powers of Thor when he uses the stick. Okay. Then he sees that the rock monster guys are doing their invasion. They're gonna do their invasion, and the military that's going up against them is hopeless. They just can't defeat them. So he decides, okay, but the mighty Thor can beat them. So he he transforms and he goes up and he destroys all the aliens. The aliens realize that, oh, if there's one of these guys like this on this planet, maybe there's more, and we can't take on even one, so we better get out of here. So the aliens all flee and they return back to Saturn, and everybody lives happily ever after. The end. That's my summary. Thank you. Okay, so but it was a very quick read. And it's one of those stories where you really get a sense of what he can do, and he kind of goes through that whole learning curve of what are my powers, what can I do, and he has his first villain that he has to fight with it, and it's an invasion force. So you get a real sense of the power that he has, and it's fortunate that he has like a real sense of Norse mythology, like he knows like who he's become. So he leverages that knowledge. Actually, after reading this, I ended up reading 84 and 85, which is the first Jane Foster and the first Loki. And they were actually interesting stories. I actually liked the first Loki story. It was quite good. So recommendations. Okay. So my feeling of this book was that it's a quick read. You got to learn the character. It was a good origin story. They had all the secret identity stuff worked out in a way. You get all of that. Actually, within the first 3 books, like if you read 84 and 85, you actually get a real sense of the character because you get his love interest in the next book, which is cool. Okay. So my overall feeling is I love the cover. I think the cover is a classic cover. I'm going to give it a 4.75. I'm going to give it a really high rating because it is such a classic cover. You got the first appearance and he's on the cover doing his stuff. I always felt like, though, every time I see this cover, I always feel like it's like, those little army men, those green army men that are dropped. I feel like it's that. I always feel like, but it's the rock dudes. But I just feel like they remind me of those green army men. But you get to see him using his powers. You get him. It's a cool action pose. So I always thought this one was cool. And the thing that's interesting about this book is before it, a lot of the characters were kind of one and done. They were just sort of characters that were brought in and then never really utilized or planned to be utilized. At the very end of this, they say that there's going to be more stories. So they knew that they had something right off the bat with Thor. They knew that he was going to be something major. So yeah.
That's why they gave him an origin in this story, like because they even said at the beginning it's an origin, so they set it up throughout the story that this is who he is. This is Thor. This is the guy that we're going to be following in the next few issues.
Yeah, I know.
Dougie, switch him back.
What?
You got made small again.
I see myself as big, so I don't care.
Okay,
So I give the cover a 4.75. The interior art is actually quite good. I would give it more like a 3.5 maybe. It's not like the best art ever, but it's well done. It serves the purpose quite well. The story I thought was good. It does everything that you need to do. Like, you get to see that, him going from this humble kind of weak man who is still curious enough, you get sort of that sense of his personality. You get to see how his powers work. And I love when they showcase all the things that they can do in that discovery phase. So I felt the story was quick read, fun read. I give it actually a 4. I actually really enjoyed the story. So much so that I read the next 2 books right after it. So that's a good sign. And overall, because it is such an important character and kind of a major, thing, I'm going to give it a 4.5. So I give it really high scores because I liked it. So that's my opinion. I'm gonna go with D next because he picked me last time.
All right. No, I had a good time reading this one. I'll tell you, I thought the cover was cool. Obviously, like if you don't like this cover, like fuck off. You know, your opinion no longer matters if you don't like this cover. Um, the only thing that bothers me about this cover is every time I see it, I always wonder, like, I try and like find like, hey, is that the real one or the Golden Record reprint? And that's
That
not
is annoying.
that is not the fault of the cover itself. It's just the Golden Record reprint is
Very
very
similar.
close. Yeah.
It just
So
doesn't have the 12 cents.
yeah. So
That's how you can tell.
but that's what draws me to it is looking for the 12-cent thing. So that instead of seeing the cover and like how cool it is, I go to that. So that's just weird. Hey, the art inside of it, I thought had a lot of highlights. Like the opening splash page is
It's
like
cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
fucking epic. Really, really fun. The rock creatures I thought looked really kind of lame. So I can't praise the rock creatures at all. They just looked like the
Their
thing.
names are Cronins.
Yeah, and
They're
they're
very basic.
yeah, and it looks like the thing was like a big head and no pants.
That's what I felt like. Actually, I felt like they looked like Thing with more of a elongated head.
It's the same species as Korg.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Oh,
I
okay.
didn't know that.
But even like some of the non-Thor images, like him holding the staff right here, like that's a cool picture. Like you see that he's not a very strong character.
Mhm.
I don't know. I really enjoyed a lot of the art inside of it. Um, then seeing I'm looking, yeah, I love this page right here.
Where he
It's
smashes the tree.
the tree, and you just see him using the hammer to like start up some weather, and
Yeah.
you see it like
He's
the
goofing
hammer
around with the
come.
new toy. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah, it was just cool. Like it's fun to see him like using the hammer, and you can. I liked it a lot.
Trying to get a feel for it, right?
Yeah. So a lot of fun with that. Like there's sometimes like I didn't like any of these panels right here where it's like he's in the middle of the transformation. I thought that looked kind of weird. Um,
Well,
and
what they're
then
trying to suggest, and it becomes more of a thing later on, is that when he transforms, it's blinding. So he can actually transform in front of people because they all get blinded and they're like, "Oh, where did he go?" And then there's Thor there.
yeah, no, and if I was hanging out with a motherfucker and blinding light happened, and then all of a sudden like my friend is gone, but here's this
Thor.
Greek god, I'd be like, it might be you. It might be you. And
It's
then
the glasses effect.
Yeah, it's the glasses
yeah.
effect.
And then here are two panels right here. Like this one I loved. Where he's like spinning the hammer, winding it up so he could fly.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Cool image. The very next panel looks like ass.
I like how they explain him flying, though. I never knew how it worked. I thought he just spun it around like a helicopter, but he's spinning it and throwing it as far as he can, and then just holding on to it. He lets it go quickly and grabs it.
And I do believe that they have had him use it like a helicopter in the past too.
Yeah.
But this is a more practical version of that. I do like that. But the image of him flying looks awful. Like they could show speed without like blurring him out like that. So, but I like to be critical. That's my thing. And then kind of like a classic trope from a lot of these Silver Age stories here. You get a compelling story that wraps up really quick, and them going like there could be more of these motherfuckers, and then like 2 panels later, they're all taken off. Like, oh, that wrapped up kind of quick.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does wrap up pretty quick.
But and then I thought this was cool, like the final panel where it shows Thor's hammer, and it's like a message to the readers instead of like whoever be worthy. So that was kind of cool.
I see they spelt it with 2 R's there.
Yeah.
Did they spell Thor with 2 R's?
Yeah, look at that.
He's another one of them monsters.
Oh my goodness. So
double
that's a
consonant.
mistake. They made a mistake in the very first book.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
Thor.
just a few pages earlier, they spell it right, so it.
Well, they spell it right on the cover.
Yeah. So that, all right, I'll get into my
I
scores
didn't
here.
notice that. Good pickup there, Matt.
I give the cover a 4, and I think some people might think that's low, but I don't usually grade covers that high. So I do like the cover. It may have been a 4.5 if the rock creatures were the same color on the cover as they were on the inside. That did fuck with me. Like,
Yeah, they should have been green.
or stone colored on the outside. Like either one, like make them green inside or make it stone colored outside. Like either version of that, I would have been fine. But it did.
I like
that did
too. I agree.
And I was glad you showed your copy because I couldn't remember at first. I was like, there are some books where the printed version, like the digital version, has different coloring schemes than the original. But you held up your version, and I was like, oh, then it does fucking bother me. So, so still a 4. Like you rewatch episodes, a 4 cover for me is a very very good cover.
That's high.
The interior art, I'm going to go 3.5. I do really enjoy the art. I did find things that I didn't like about it, so it brought it down a little bit.
That's where I was too.
Yeah, so like if it stayed like this the whole time, we might have been at a 5. Like this is fucking good. Then the story, I go like a 2.5, very middle of the road Silver Age story. And I also knock it a little bit because I hate
Quick wrap-ups?
that and the Donald Blake Thor. I like the Thor we have now where he lives on Asgard and he's always Thor. Not the alter ego Thor. That part I don't care for as much, and so that fucks with me a little bit. And the villain was kind of basic and simple. Dude, it still love they established a lot with Thor, how he flies, how strong he is. So that was pretty cool. And at one point, that Norwegian guy that first caught the aliens did say, where's he at? Oh, he goes, by the beard of Odin, what have I stumbled onto? So they did mention Odin in the first book.
Norwegian, mythology.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
The fact that they've been Christian for 1,000 years means nothing.
Yeah. There's that panel for you. By the beard of Odin, what have I stumbled onto? Like, so that was pretty cool. And that would be a shitty thing to stumble onto. Like, oh man, look at these fucking things. So I give the interior story a 2.5. Overall, I'm going to give this book a 4. Fun read. The cover and even though like I graded the interior art lower than my overall score, I still enjoyed the art a lot. And I had a good time reading it. And yeah. So that concludes all my my grades here, and I want to hear what old TM Nerdy has to say about this motherfucker.
I overly enjoyed it. To be honest with you, it was pretty good. I'll go. I'll talk a little bit about the cover. The cover, I agree with D. Like, if the rock monsters weren't green, like, and I'm a fan of green color. If they weren't green and that color and stuff, it would be a little bit higher. But for that, I'm gonna give the cover a 4.
Hey, do
Interior.
you agree? Hey, do you agree that if they were green on the inside, it still could have been higher?
I think they look weird as green. To be honest, though, like
Okay,
I
yeah.
like the color of them inside it, but like if they were the same color, maybe. But
I
like
think
I
they
don't
should
know.
be green on
I don't
on
like the
cover
green.
though. I
I
think
don't
the
like
green
the.
works with the red. It's sort of I think that's why they chose the green for the cover. I don't know.
I don't
I'm just
know.
speculating. I don't know if
I don't
it
know.
would have popped
They
as
look
much.
weird green, like green rock monsters. Like if they're a different kind of monster, maybe
Hmm.
being green, but being a rock monster, I don't. If you say
Yeah, they
rock
should be
monster,
rock
my
color, right? Yeah,
yeah, the first thing that comes to my mind is not green.
it's more of a
So
brown. Yeah.
Um, like even well, that's because I'm on PEI, but like even like a reddish dirtish color
Hmm.
because we have red dirt here. Um, so and then interior art, I would say the same thing. There is I absolutely fell in love with a lot of the interior art in this book, but there is points and times where I'm just like, that doesn't work for me, or that doesn't look as good as the panel before it. I'm still giving it a high score, and I'm giving it a 4 for the interior. Um, for story, it was set up like even I think at the beginning of it, it says this is like the origin of a new
Hmm.
character, in that they had, like Alan said, they had this planned out. They
Hmm.
knew that they were going to do something with this character, so they were like, okay, we need to set him up. We need to introduce you to this character, introduce you to how he will become Thor, how he uses the hammer, because they don't call it Mjolnir, like Alan said, they just call it the hammer of Thor.
Hmm.
Um, and they don't waste time. Like that, it doesn't drag on. It doesn't. You don't get bored. You get straight to what they want to tell you about this character, and then go from there. So for that, I overly enjoyed it. It was quick, to the point. So I'm going to give the story a 4. So overall, a 4. I really enjoyed this story just because of the fact that it didn't have a breaking point. Like it never made me feel bored. It never made me
Hmm.
feel like, oh, I'm not really enjoying this. Like I enjoyed it all the way through. So yeah.
Yeah, for me, this was like really quick read. I actually, when I got to the end, I was like, oh, wow, that was quick. It was really
Yeah,
fast.
same here. It was like, that's it.
Yep.
That's what she
Um
said.
and since you know what, I'm gonna pick Matt, and that Biggie seems to be busy right now, so I'm gonna pick Matt.
Okay, well,
Matt, make Matt
uh,
big.
that's not that's not the issue here. I'm just
There we
I
go.
don't know where to start. Okay, we'll go with the cover here. Obviously, the cover, classic,
Hmm.
because it's such a classic. Although it shows you my ignorance in the sense because no matter I've seen this cover I don't know how many times, and I literally didn't get that they were stone creatures until I read the story. So that shows you how observant I can be at times. But I really like the cover, so I'm going to, we can get into the reasons or not. I'm going to go 4.25
Okay.
for the cover. Interior art. They had cool things like that splash page. That splash page is probably the best piece of art I've seen Kirby do,
Hmm.
at
That's
least
really
in my
good.
personal opinion. That splash page is just awesome. Having said that, a lot of the panels on the inside, like the speed one, I was kind of annoyed by it as much as D was. It was like, oh, come on.
I
You
don't
got
mind
this
those
cool
that much.
panel there. And this overall, the art was good. So I'm
Hmm.
still going to give it a 4.
Hmm.
But
You kind of expected more for
It was
those panels?
3/4 great and 1/4 in my
What
opinion.
was your cover score? I'm sorry, Matt.
4 1/4.
4 1/4 and then a 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, here's where, unfortunately, I'm going to take a thing. My first feeling after reading this was, didn't I read this before? Because it felt like Hulk 2.
Oh, you stole it from me, you dirty dog.
Sorry, Biggie. It felt like I read the same story. The only difference was that this wasn't the first story, so Hulk already had an idea of what he could do and didn't have to go through the whole, let me look at my powers thing. He could just, and we also don't have the distraction where Thor is being attacked by military people. So,
Yeah, so I can see the alien part as being Thor 2, Hulk 2. I can see that.
well, it was also because, okay, it literally was, here's one guy, and they all run away.
Yeah.
The difference is he's going, with the hammer, okay?
Yeah, you're
So,
right. You're right.
So that actually turned
Strange
me
that I
off.
didn't pick that up until you mentioned it, but yeah.
So that turned me off a bit. So I'm only going to give the story a 2.
Oof.
Because I felt like, as I said, I read it before.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the overall, again, is better than the sum of its parts. Overall, the book was enjoyable. And that, more than anything, is all that matters. So I'm actually going to give the book overall a 4.5. It's just that writing. What saves the book is the whole experimentation with his powers and stuff, because it wasn't straight to, oh, I've got this hammer, let's go see what I can go and save the world. That he took the time to figure out what he could do. That saves it from being like, I would have given it a 1 or a 1.5 without that. So
this book came out 3 months after Hulk 1. So it probably came out a month after Hulk 2 or something like that.
Yeah, so I mean,
it's kind
it
of
almost feels like they wrote the same thing and just,
let's
the Marvel method began. Thor, and then
well,
they
I think that was almost like a hint to that at the end there.
And they basically wrote the same story. So that's my in a nutshell. Go ahead there, Biggie.
Yeah. So I've been digging, because I know I bought Journey 83 like 3 times. So don't mind me while I go through this book.
You mean?
Yeah, as a true. I don't know if there is a facsimile, but
or you have like 3 copies of Journey into Mystery 83, the original.
I don't have the original. I wish I did. So for the story, I agree. It was a little bit like Hulk 2. It wasn't. I mean, the end of it was definitely like a cop out. Like they've done that story before, and we actually read it on the show. The aliens were terrified of this one species because they thought there was more of them. So I don't know how many times they've ran that bit, but I mean, it's kind of weird. We've seen it twice. The cover, I'm gonna give a 5 because out of all the Kirby #1s, it's one of the best, and it's about Kirby movement and crackle and all that stuff for me.
Mm-hmm.
So when you guys talk about like the art not being right or whatever, Kirby was trying to make the characters move more, and it's like the hammer moving like that, right? So when the hammer's doing this, you could easily judge that just as much as you could the blurry Thor thing. You could just be like, oh, that some people like it, some people don't. Me, I enjoy it all. I kind of know what he's doing, and a lot of artists mimicked his style. I enjoyed it. I think Alan pointed out that it was kind of a short story. Man, was it short. It didn't even feel like a Silver Age book. It felt like a...
It was very quick read.
Yeah, I think that... Go ahead.
And you read the other 2 that come right after it, and they read really quick too, actually.
I couldn't find the other 2 afterwards.
So if you go to Zip Comics, they have them all. So I was just going through them. I read the first 3 issues of Thor.
Wow.
I was so happy that Zip worked so well that I kind of did the same thing Alan did, and I didn't read any more Journey, but I actually read the first Brainiac right after because there's no ads. I just felt really good not being bogged down by the ads.
The ads drive me nuts.
Yeah.
They really bother me.
So to have like a clean look at a bunch of, like it used to be when we first started, I was pretty excited. So I read first Brainiac. But back to what I'm talking about now. I'm sorry, this kind of distracted me. I'm almost. Yeah, I think I know where it's at, but I didn't want to go to that one. All right, sorry, done. All right, I just wanted to get through that because I started on it. All right, Journey 83. It was a bit of a quick story. The thing that I thought was interesting was I thought I knew what I was talking about. I thought I knew what the origin was. I thought I knew what the first appearance was. I guess I don't pay attention, or that's a part of my personality. I didn't know it started off as a cane.
Mm-hmm.
He came in with the cane, and he's just trapped in a fucking cave.
Mm-hmm.
And he's beating on a boulder that's got him trapped, you know?
Mm-hmm.
He's just beating on a boulder, then all of a sudden, boom, hammer. It's like, what? It didn't start off like the Disney movie where the sword and the stone, like he didn't have to. That's what I always pictured. I always pictured him. There's a hammer, you pick it up, you're the worthy one. But I was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, oh, okay.
Worthy to pick it up in the first place.
Yeah, I mean the cane. Didn't the doctor have the cane first? See, that's what my thing is like the doctor came in with the cane. He found the cane.
But
It was
he found
with.
another stick. It was a new stick.
It was a new stick. Oh, okay. Well, the stick looked very similar to the cane to me, but yeah. So whenever I get like something I didn't know, it makes me happy. I'm like, okay, I learned something today, you know. So it starts off as a cane, and it wasn't a hammer. It was a cane that hit a rock that turned into a hammer.
Yeah.
I can't tell the difference from this guy and the real Thor. I don't know when the real Thor comes. Is this the real Thor? What the fuck's going on?
They change him later.
They change him later. Okay, fair enough. He looks just like the motherfucker.
Well, he becomes like just an Asgardian later on.
Becomes an avatar, basically.
Yeah.
For Thor, where he becomes like the focus for Thor.
Well, I'm a cheapskate, so I want that issue. I need to find out what that issue is. So
he becomes Thor.
The Thor, yeah. Let me know when he's Thor, and I'll buy that book. This book is cool because it's actually went down in value. Value shouldn't have nothing to do with it, but kind of for your bang for your buck and your solo first appearances, this one was really high at one point. Now it's kind of lower. It's a little easier to get just for something to say. The rock people didn't bother me. I didn't notice the collar. First thing I thought was, oh, that's the guy from the Thor movies. You know, that's his friend. I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's why he's always in the movies. You know, it's like, I recognize that species. It wasn't the same guy, but it was the species.
Mm-hmm.
The UFO, there were some things you can nitpick. So I agree with D. Like you could nitpick it. Like the spaceship wasn't that fascinating. There weren't a lot of Kirby mechanics in it. It was just kind of like a saucer or some weird looking shit.
Mm-hmm.
But altogether, the lines were clean and it felt like a good comic. They were so ahead of their time. So the way I thought was, maybe this is why DC was picking up, is because they made like shorter stories and people just kind of got into it, because DC was like pretty long and full of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you read this Thor story compared to this Flash story, and the Flash story was a much longer read. Like,
yeah, I could see like they might be a little ahead of their time making shorter stories. People just understood them quicker and wanted a lot more stuff going on. It's weird. So it's hard for me to score this. The 5 was easy because it's a stunning cover. It's beautiful. It's very
iconic,
evolutionary. It's so creative in the fact that I don't know that there was many covers like it. The hammer just twisting around basically was one of the first, I would guess, Kirby using a superhero and that kind of Kirby movement. And that's why I think of this cover as being cool. Just that hammer, that simple little bop, 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 bop all around in a circle is just like, oh, that's cool. That's like a new thing, you know? So it was like cutting edge and shit. The inside art, I mean, it's Kirby. For me, I didn't see a lot of flaws. I guess you could pick at like the spaceship, maybe some of the backgrounds weren't as full as they. But I feel like a Kirby Inside Art, you just kind of focus on the key thing going on, and you're just zoomed in on it. The word bubbles weren't a lot. You didn't get lost. You zip through. It felt like a motion picture almost. It was just easy to digest. So for me on the Inside Art, I'm gonna go fuck. I mean, it's a master class, so 4.75. You can't get much better. The Rock People might have been a little too simple, but that's that classic shit that I love. Story, I don't hate the idea of aliens seeing this badass superhero and being like, oh, let's get the fuck out of here. This planet's inhabited with animals, monsters. So I'm not much of a Greek mythology guy, and I'm kind of happy.
Norse mythology.
Norse mythology?
It's not Greek. It's Norse.
Okay, Norse. I mean, there's similarities, I would guess, but I'm glad there wasn't a lot of that shit in it with all the weird way they talk a little further into Thor's existence. I mean, they got a lot of shit right. I'm not sure if the character was right from the beginning. It's Thor, and Thor, so I don't quite understand that. So it's a little confusing. I'm gonna give it like a 4 for the story. I don't know who the fuck wrote it, but probably Stan Lee's dumbass.
The Stan Lee story, yeah.
4 is pretty high though. I mean, they got a lot of shit right. And overall, 4.5. And I enjoyed every one of y'all's scores and what the hell reviews. I think you guys did excellent.
I want to point out, it says it's written by Stan Lee, but we all know it's probably Jack Kirby wrote most of it, probably.
So I got a 73.25.
Marvel method.
73.25. If you guys want to check my scores, you can. But I think I got it right this week.
Sounds low. I would have thought it'd be in the 80s.
Go ahead. Check it out. I could be wrong.
Do you have all the scores, Matt?
I'm going to look right now.
Okay, according to TM Nerdy, he's right here, Thor stopped being Donald Blake back in Thor 159 in 1968, where he was revealed as Blake was a false identity created by Odin. So 159. What's 159? What is that book about? Like, what does that one look like?
Sounds like Vader. I don't know who it is.
TM, do you know?
159.
Since you're the one that posted the comment. I'm just reading your comment.
No, I'll look at it now.
Because I have my Thor books. Let me see. I might even have it handy.
Oh, it's a weird looking guy.
Oh my goodness.
It has a big, kind of looks like a caveman type of character. And then Thor in the background.
55, 60, 64.75, 68.75.
We're missing a score here.
73 point. Which one?
One of TM's scores. You went 444 is what you've got here, and then 226 he wrote.
Okay.
So was one of his scores a 2.5?
No, they were all 4s. 1, 2, 3. So there's 4 more points.
Okay, so that's 16. All right.
77.25.
Are you sure?
I mean, add them up, dude. I was
adding them up right now.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let Matt add it up. He's the adder.
I don't think I should be dethroned as the adder just because you think so.
But I don't have it, so I'm gonna have to pick that book up now. That's sad.
Oh, you got it. I was just about to send you a picture.
Matt is the now known as the Mad Adder.
The Mad Adder. The Matt Adder. Matt Adder.
I don't know how I missed the TM 4 points. That's kind of weird. I see I did, though. It looks like I did because D's last score was a 4. Maybe that's why.
You were kind of juggling. You were doing 2 things at once.
Yeah, I added every number I saw. I just forgot to ask what your first score was or something. I don't know what the fuck I did wrong. I did something wrong.
Hey, am I frozen for you guys?
Yes.
You're
All
just
right.
a little twirly thing.
No, it frozen for me. I don't see the twirly thing.
Oh, I just saw the twirly thing.
I mean,
So, like, one thing that bothered me about this is this book is, Stan Lee, quote unquote, wrote it, and it's like almost the same origin for the Juggernaut.
Oh, really?
I've never read that, so
Oh, really?
Yeah,
And
no,
same
I
with
know that he
Hulk
finds
too.
his
Like,
stone, right? For the Juggernaut, right? He gets
Yeah,
like
so the
some
Juggernaut,
stone.
he gets this the Crimson Gem of Sidorak,
Yeah.
and whoever possesses this gem shall have the power of of a human Juggernaut. Like it,
Yeah.
it seems like they got into like and the Thor one came out first. But yeah, it was like
It comes out to 79.75, guys.
all right. Now
That's me double checking twice.
I'll double check him now since I got double checked because we did
Okay,
this last time. We was off too.
So how does this rate overall then, Matt? I'm trusting your score.
Well, if this score is correct, it's book number 8.
God, I thought it'd be higher.
30, 34,
it'd be
38,
higher.
42.
well, we had two. Like, I know there was a
Matt
2
gave
and
it
a
a 2.
2.5.
Matt screwed us
Yeah.
over.
42,
If
46,
it wasn't for Matt.
50,
Oh, well, I'm a loser.
2.5. 4.75.
I meant to give it all 6s, actually.
8, 12.25, 16.25, 16.75. So D scores right, 16.75. Then, or no, Alan scores 16.75. And then D is 4, 7, 5, 10, 14. 14 plus 16.75 is 30.75.
But
Let's just do that for now.
Well, what did I grade it at 4.75?
you gave the store
Why are you thinking?
The cover I gave a 4.
Yeah, you gave a 4 the cover.
The interior art was a 3.5. The story I don't remember, but it wasn't that high. And my overall, I thought I gave it like maybe a 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm looking at your
score.
scores. It's 4, 3.5, 2.5, and 4.
Yeah. All right.
4, 3.5, 2.5, and 4.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. 4. Oh, okay. That's what I put.
So yeah.
Right.
So I think Matt's calculation is probably correct because both those 2s bring it down, right? It's just like
well, hold on. We're at 30.75 with D. So let me keep going. 34, 38, 42, 46.
You guys need to just use Excel or something and drop the numbers in there.
No, it's not that bad.
And
46.
calculate it.
Matt's
So who's
4.
Matt? You're next, right? Or is it TM?
50.25, 54.25. Here, I'll meet myself.
Sorry. TM was 3rd. I was 4th.
Wait, I thought I was 3rd. I thought it was Biggie.
No,
D,
you were
and
1st.
myself.
You were 1st, then D, then TM, and me, then Biggie.
No, in terms of the stories.
Oh, it's TM's turn.
That's
We
what I was saying.
determined that this afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Yeah, if it was you or TM. That's all I was asking. Yeah. So TM, have you picked a book?
Yep.
While Biggie is calculating, how we discuss the next book? Yeah, TM. We got to prevent the dead air here.
Dead
Oh, is that the book you're going to choose?
Yes. So
I've read
Batman
that book.
181, first appearance of Poison Ivy. So just the Poison Ivy story, as I think there's 2 stories in this. So
Yeah,
just the
there's other
main.
stories. Yeah.
What did you have, Matt?
Poison Ivy.
79.75.
I had 79 that time. So I was off by 2 or 1 and 2.5.
So, Matt, what books are ahead of this book?
Okay. Number 1 is still Hunter Prey. Number 2 is FF52. Number 3 is Captain America 1. Then JLA Avengers 1. Then Man of Steel 18. Flash 123. Detective 27. And then this tonight's book.
What number is it?
Wow,
8?
so all my books are all clumped together. That's all like a lot of.
And what's the book after this?
Action Comics 340.
Did Strange Adventures make the top 10?
Strange
What?
Adventures is not in the top 10.
Damn.
Oh, we got a super chat.
You got super chat?
Oh man, like almost a $20 super
No way.
chat. Off by one
Hey.
cent.
Thank you so much, Great Legend. Love your book club. Happy Easter in Jesus Christ's name. Amen. John 3:16.
Yeah, so this weekend is Easter. So
Let's drop something for the Great
Big
Legend.
Biggie. Biggie. Biggie.
Beautiful. Thank you, Legend. Yes, this weekend is
Hey, you've had a pretty good day for Super
for a
Chat.
Wednesday. Yeah, man. We do our thing over at the network. I appreciate all the help from you guys.
Oh, Drew Manchu in the chat. What up?
did you do the 2-4 today, by the way, Biggie?
Not really. It was like 4:30 to 6 today.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that. So
But it was a good one. I had
saw
like
yours yesterday, the other one, the other.
we had like
Thursday.
26 people in the chat today, so we did pretty good.
Oh wow, that's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shout out to Comic Corp's OG Larry 316. That's right. Niobe is our creator and existence of comics. Without him, we would never know what we're doing right now with comic community. So thank you, Niobe.
All hail Niobe.
Oh, Niobe! Niobe! Creator of all! All right. Well, that was a good one. We'll work on the math. Hey, man, I love the help with the math. I might have been off one day real fucking bad. This time I was off a little bit, but we're getting there. We're doing good. It's very to the point here. So
I want
we're
to
doing our best.
recount on Hunter Prey. I was checking.
I mean, we got the tapes. Yeah.
That only had 4 people.
Yeah, dude. Like we could make it higher.
The percentage is much easier with 2020, 20, 20, and 20 than it was with 2020, 20, 20.
hmm
And I feel like I need to do the at hours to go. I want to be sedated. But anyway.
Yeah, if Matt wouldn't and Matt and I think it was just Matt with the two. I really
Yeah,
my
Matt and D also gave one low score.
I was my mic was muted when Matt gave the story a 2. I'm like, oh my god.
It just felt like I read the same thing. And
I didn't clue into that. That's weird though. I really
I
didn't clue
did.
into that.
I admit that I might have a little bias against Marvel.
Against
that-
what?
No, dude, and that's the thing. Like that's why it surprised me. Like I was just like, I'm more of a DC guy, and not like earlier on Biggie's stream. I was just like, tune in to hear the scores. It might surprise you.
Check this
Well,
book out.
It's
Alan.
like I'm a DC guy, and I really like the
liked
story.
this book. I thought it was fun.
You guys got
I
that
like
one.
the
of course.
book overall. Nice book.
I have one of
read
those.
that. That's the.
I
is
have that too.
That's the sticker book. I think I got the stickers. I have to check, but I'm pretty sure it's the
My
poly
copy's
bag
still in
sticker.
the bag. Still in
Yeah,
the
let me
poly
check.
bag.
I hope it
I'm
is.
pretty sure the Superman and Lobo on the cover are part of the stickers.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you got them.
Yeah, it's
That's
so good,
cool.
bro. Yeah.
But it's a case of I've always liked Stan Lee as a person. I think he's great for comics, but I personally have always found him extremely cheesy.
Well, he is a bit of a hack writer.
You're
Yes.
on my side on this, dude. Everybody gives him so much. I wouldn't doubt it if he had some chick doing all the stories. Like I don't have faith
No,
in
I
him
feel
at
like
all.
he recycles. He does.
Well, it's the Marvel method too, right? Like you give, like you be like, okay, this is what we want to do and stuff, and the artist usually creates the story.
Mm-hmm. That's one thing I really did feel. I did feel like this was a bit of a Kirby story just because I felt like the artwork was driving the story. More
Kirby
than, you know,
became the story that I heard was that Kirby became fascinated with the Norse mythology when he was over in Europe during the war.
I got
And
to point out.
he always wanted to do it. So when he got the chance to do it with Stan there with Thor, he really threw himself into it. And he used to get pissed because his Tales of Asgard used to get treated like whatever. There, Kirby, here you can have 8 pages. You know,
I got to point out one more thing. I appreciate that D showed the panels because that's what I was trying to do, and it's always good in a book review to show the panels
show
to the
the
chat.
panels.
Yeah.
I wasn't
right.
gonna crack open my slab. Sorry.
I know.
I came in clutch as fuck, y'all. Clutch.
We got it. You got to show the fucking panels, man. The panels.
So by
are
the way,
very
what
important.
the book that you just showed with the sticker? What book is that again?
Okay.
Man
What
of
is
Yeah, I
Steel
need to
30.
get. I need to get
Superman,
myself
Man
a
of
copy.
Steel 30.
I'm thinking. What is it?
Man, okay.
Superman, the Man of Steel 30.
Superman, Man of Steel 30. I'll look
I
for
just
it.
like it because it's Lobo's hot right now, and it is a very cool Superman Lobo issue.
Mm-hmm.
I just like the sticker idea.
It's great, dude. Yeah, I wish I had more copies.
Gimmick, eh?
I might have one more copy. I'll have to look.
Hmm.
But
I'll
yeah,
probably
so
find it on some store.
it's not that expensive. Very cheap.
Would this
I
be
wonder
the
what they
spot?
do. I wonder what they do if you slab it. Do they dispose of the stickers?
I know, right? What if
No,
you
they
have
don't.
stickers
They
on the
can't, because
book?
then it would be a
They
green label.
definitely would.
They
What
would
happens-
dispose of the stickers.
What happens
Well,
if you got stickers on the book? I mean,
they
the
would
sticker's
take
already
the
on it.
stickers out, but they
No,
would
they would put the
they would
stickers
send them
with the
back to
slab.
you.
No, they don't do that.
I mean, how do we
And-
fucking know? I've never seen one slabbed. I'll have to look.
They
I don't.
No, it would be on the back cover. The stickers.
Alan, I think the stickers are not actually attached to the book.
No, they're not.
It's in a poly bag. So there's like a sheet of cardboard that has all the stickers on them, but it's not attached to the book.
That's
So,
right.
So I
okay,
think
So when you get like a 3D book graded, I'm figuring it's the same idea, right? A 3D book with the glasses, they will actually include the glasses inside the slab.
if it's attached inside the book,
No, even if it's not.
really,
Yeah.
That's weird because like I know the poly bags, they'll
They
take
open up the poly bags for some silly
yeah,
reason.
they take it out of the poly bag and that degrade it. So
That
I
won't
think
fit.
they do the same thing with the stickers in the back. They would just kind of they wouldn't like throw them out. They would return them to you, but I don't think they would like have it in the
They might
slab.
throw them in the center of the book.
I'm gonna look on eBay right now.
Look
Fuck
on
it.
eBay, see if we can find a
I
graded
sparked
copy.
all this interest. I think me, TM, and Matt have talked about this book prior to this.
Man of Steel 30, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
And look,
So
just type Man of Steel 30 CGC and see if you can find a copy.
Oh yeah.
I want to know if there's any copies with stickers on. That would be the thing. Like, put
I know,
stickers on
dude.
it.
Somebody do like some kind of.
Yeah, dude. Put stickers on it. Send it in. Slab it with the stickers. See, hopefully it'll
Yeah,
keep
they're
them
on
on
the
there.
cover. Yeah.
That would be cool, dude. That would be like, wow.
So
But
I
I think they
just
actually would mark harshly if they have stickers.
if you look at it, they don't include the stickers at all.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah. The Superman and Lobo on the front come off,
Mhm.
and it just it's the Daily Planet. That's all you see.
Oh, wow. They even
And
took
then-
off the stickers from the. Oh, man. That sucks.
Yeah, it's
So I
brutal.
think CGC, like,
Damn.
I mean, they're making a book incomplete then. It's not complete.
That's not cool.
That's not cool at all.
No, you
You
don't
should
take the
protest.
stickers off that were on there manufactured. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I haven't looked, but all right. Well,
Wow.
My head
If you search Man of Steel 30 CGC, you'll
All right, let's
see.
look it up.
If you scroll down a little bit, you'll see it. It's not
All right,
good.
That's really annoying.
we'll look at examples before we go, so the chat will get to
It's
enjoy.
not annoying. It's a fucking travesty.
Yes.
I mean, to
Don't
me,
use
that's
that
like
word.
you're not getting the complete book then. What's the
We
point?
don't use travesty around here.
Well, if D was at a con and he got to talk to these guys, they would probably let him put stickers on because that's how D rolls.
Dude, I have gotten them to do some things.
Yeah. All right, here's the book we're looking for. Man of Steel 30 CGC. Share the screen. Y'all see what I'm looking at, and
Zoom in because I got it. I'm seeing this.
I
Really
could
small.
I could zoom in, but I got to change the
There
thing.
it is. Stop.
Oh, I don't see
You're
any
there.
like people on the covers.
Nothing on the cover, dude.
Oh, that's sad.
And there's a different cover that just says "Fight, Fight, Fight," which is cool too.
That's not even. Yeah, I think that's like the regular one, and then there's like a collector's edition, which is the
Collector's edition.
sticker
Oh
one.
my goodness! How much does it go for? What?
Yeah, and it doesn't
I can
put down the grade at all. It's still a 9.8.
I can't believe they take the fucking stickers off.
Because to me, then it should be a green label, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
it's not a complete book.
Yeah, but the book, the stickers are not physically attached, which is the issue. And
Easy way to take it off. Wow.
that's
the ori-
sad.
The original Superman 30 is the first Minxplex, by the way. Just a little
Yeah, I
flip
have
note.
it. Yeah.
Mix,
knew that.
yes, Pidlick.
Mixiaz Pitalik.
Well, they broke it down in the animated series that came out in the 90s.
Yeah, somebody told me how to pronounce it.
It's like it's a few different words. So you got mix, the word yes, spit, lick. Mix, yes, spit, lick.
Yeah. For the future reference, we do not use the word travesty, so we're going to work on that, TM.
Why? What's wrong with travesty?
His name's Travis,
What?
so we just don't say it.
Oh, Travis and then T.
Right.
Yeah, I don't like that
Cool.
word.
Did you get made fun of with travesty?
No, it's just like it's just like it's so close to my name, and then everybody's just like,
Oh, okay.
We'll
I
get
don't
over
want.
it.
Yeah,
At
least I'll get over it.
I'd like
Yeah.
to thank D for shipping his AOK to me ahead of time. I should be getting it tomorrow, and tomorrow would be opening the greatest AOK in the history of Niobe's reign. So,
What time are you gonna open it?
it'll probably be around 3 or 4. I guess that's when my mail will run. As soon as I get it, I'm zipping that fucker open. Do you want me to wait for you?
Yes, but I don't know when I'll be off work. I think I'll be off work at around like 4:30 or 5.
Yeah, I can wait.
If you waited until then, like I'd like to. I added like 2 books that I don't think you're expecting. They're not going to change your life, but they're still pretty cool.
Nice. Yeah, I'll wait on for the go ahead. I can do that. Me and D will be together on this opening.
Hey, you get my phone number. I want you to text me on my phone, and I'll let you know when I can free up.
All right. Very nice.
And I may not be able to hang out long, but I'll pop in at least to see you open it. I'd like to see that.
Oh, cool. So as soon as I get it, I'm just text you, and I'm pretty much good to go.
Yeah.
So great.
And you text me when you get it, and I'll let you know how much longer I have until I get off from work. And it shouldn't be more than like an hour or 2.
Okay. Yeah, man. Sounds perfect. All right. Well, we are out of this joint. So Friday, Amazing Spider-Man, and there will be a club champion.
Uh-oh.
Someone will be the real club champion.
Are we competing with Spider-Man or are we competing with other things?
I would let you know, but that would ruin the surprise, baby.
Oh,
we might be all competing with Spider-Man, or we may not. We will see.
Okay.
And this will be the book next week. Look at that. It's my mom's favorite book, so I'm excited.
It's a great book. It's a good story.
Yeah,
Hey,
man.
Rod the Weekend, welcome.
Icon. Love you too, Legend. Thanks for the super chat. Great Legend with the $20. Baby. All right, we're out of this, guys. On the OBU. We bow down. Hashtag enjoy. Thank you, Niobe.
We're all ghosts.